make a quick video encouraging the black person, the African American person, to step outside of that box. I don't believe that when we're born, we look at ourselves and say, I'm black. I think that that is a name and a stigma that's been attached to us. I don't think that, people say, well, being black isn't a choice. Being a person of color is not a choice. You can't choose the color that you are, but you can choose to see yourself as black or not. You can choose to see yourself as African American or American. And I choose to see myself as an American. But of course, I'm not trying to hide my lineage. It's more like I just think that it's up to us to be individuals. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to be, people tell me, well, you talk white. Well, what does that mean? Because I consider myself to be highly educated. Not as intelligent, of course, as some people with a master's or doctorate degrees. But I think that I'm pretty well spoken. So it's like a little bit of, it's like a step down almost. Not to be white or to be called white, but what I'm saying is just, why can't I just be an intelligent black person? Or why can't I be an intelligent person of color? It has to be you talk white. Or I don't act black. What is acting black? Because why should I adhere to what someone else believes that I should be? Why shouldn't I just be myself? And when I was a teenager, I really struggled with that because, I'd hang out with the black kids and they'd say, you don't act black. And I wasn't black enough for the black kids. And it's very sad for me. But at the same time, I didn't want to stoop to the level of just behaving as they did. I didn't like the same music. I didn't like the same movies. I didn't like the same activities. And I didn't feel that I needed to adhere to that stigma. And it's sad to me that to this day, people, they believe in this idea of acting black, but yet acting black, it's who defined what that is? Really, acting black was defined by the people that, I hate to bring this up, it's true. When you look at the people that had blackface, they're saying what they think black was. And then, unfortunately for our culture, we sometimes adhere to those same things. It's the racist ideas that were placed against the black person, of us liking chicken and watermelon. These then became our staple things, and of course, who doesn't enjoy these things? But it's really, it's sad to me that it's like there's a certain racial stigma, and it's like people have attached it to themselves and made it their own. And it's become this example of cultural appropriation. People get upset when they see a white girl with cornrows in her hair. And you know what? I consider it to be a compliment that she would actually appreciate African culture. It's something that, African Americans borrowed. People don't realize that, even if you're an African American, it's still a borrowed thing because the descendancy is so far back. Even if you're, you feel that because we're people of color, that, we can relate to the Africans, actually not. And the Africans can't relate to us because by the time slavery was abolished, okay, it's like many, many, many years had passed between when slaves were brought to America and slaves were no longer slaves. And that's what people don't realize is slavery started about almost 400 years ago. It went on for about almost 300 years, like 200 and something, and then it's been over for 150. So that would mean that we're at least 150 years away from Africa. But we're more than that because those slaves had been away from that. So we're probably 200 years or 300 years, at least 200 years away from Africa. And so I don't even understand the idea of African American because it's hard to be from a place that you've never been. My mother was born here. My mother's mother was born here. My mother's mother's mother was born here. And so it's like, when are we finally going to just be Americans? But more importantly, when are we just going to be individuals? Why do we have to belong to the group of the black race? Why can't we just be humans? Why can't we just be Americans? We can love our color. We can love it and embrace it and be people of color. But why do we have to separate ourselves by creating unity amongst ourselves, but separating ourselves from what we really are, which is just human? I don't know. I'm just having weird thoughts in the morning, but I just want to talk about that. Bye.